Do you feel like your cores are absolutely worthless and never carry your games? Well, don't worry guys. It's your savior, your boy Speed, here today to show you how to carry as a support. This video will allow you to understand why you're such a bad solo queue player. And I know that's hard to hear. It's like, Speed, I'm doing what I have to do. I put down the wards, I save my teammates, and I click smoke ganks, even though you probably don't click smoke ganks. Let's be real, guys. Who clicks smoke ganks? Definitely not you. Actually, maybe you do. I don't know. But the point is, this video is going to show you how to become more greedy. And yes, that is a requirement if you want to gain MMR as a position 5. You don't have to become top net worth every game, but you do have to learn how to scale in levels and create net worth and farm when nothing is happening. That is what most support players can't do, especially in low to average MMR games. And so yeah, if you're excited for this video, smash the like button and subscribe. And of course, sign up to the GameLeap website if you haven't already. The link is down below, and I hope to see you there. And now let's get into the video. Alright, so in this particular game, we're going to be watching a Dazzle. The first point I have to make when it comes to carrying your team in solo queue and building net worth is you need to be very, particular about the heroes you pick. For instance, if you were to go ahead and pick Bane in your solo queue games, you can't actually really apply the playstyle I'm about to show you. You could still buy a Meteor Hammer and push in waves, yeah you could, but it's not going to work that well. A hero like Crystal Maiden, however, would be far better. She has much more wave shove, she can take jungle camps, she can ulti neutral stacks, really effective, right? Grimstroke, another great example. Winter Wyvern, Leshrac, all these support heroes, Nature's Prophet Chen, they're much better at this. So typically you want a hero with Wade Shove if you're going to actually use this video. In this case, we'll be doing Dazzle, another hero with a lot of shove. Poison Touch is great, and also your nuke, your heal bomb, is great as well. So the first clip I want to show you is here. So Dazzle is top, he's with the Sven, and what we want to note is what happens here. Because most players, what would they do? Okay, this is your average game. What would they do? Let's think about it, guys. They would probably go bottom. I would be willing to bet the large majority of players would go bottom, or they would make stacks. And making stacks, in this case, totally reasonable. Totally reasonable. But if you want to become another core for your team, and trust me, that is a good thing in solo queue when you have 4 cores, 5 cores, not necessarily as hero picks, but in terms of your team's net worth, right? Look at Team Secret, they do it all the time. It's not just some like pub snapping strategy, cheese strategy. No, pro teams do this constantly. And so what you do is you tell your carry if they can jungle. So this is good to do when you have jungling carries such as Sven. PA can be okay, Jug. PA is a bit meh because the hero doesn't jungle too fast, so typically you want to give that hero lane for as long as possible. But Sven, Lycan, Terrorblade, Naga, any of these heroes, if they can jungle faster than they can take the lane, then it's fine to just tell them to go jungle. And then you take the lane. Even if their best option for farming, their best option to carry, is to farm the wave and the jungle camps, kick them out, make them leave. Go to, literally, let yourself take the lane. And in this clip, the Dazzle is going to communicate to the Sven that he wants the lane, right? Not right away, but you can see the pings start to come out, and he's kicking him out, right? And this is very important. Your carries won't do what you want unless you tell them. And you want to be friendly. I mean, the pings might seem aggressive, and I agree, they are somewhat aggressive. But generally, you want to be very friendly to your carry, right? You just have to tell them the reason. You have to tell them, hey man, I want to hit level 6. I need to hit level 6 as soon as possible. And that should often be good enough. And by the way, when you're farming, it's no excuse to not be active. This is what a lot of support players get wrong. They assume when I tell them to push in waves and tell their carry to leave the lane, that I want them to be AFK and do nothing around the map. Absolutely not. Just do things around the wave. So in this case, you have some deep wards, right? We can see the lion, and so he shifts over. Maybe you want to pressure the lion. In this case, a Wind Ranger ends up bumping into the Dazzle, and you get a kill, right? Wonderful. And this is what I mean, guys. It's very convenient. Also, eventually the Sven will shift over, and they'll pick up a double kill onto the lion. And these are the best kills in order to snowball, right? Because not only are you helping your carry, you're also very close to the creep wave, so you can immediately go back to farming. And this really might seem like, oh, he's shutting down the Sven. Sven's fine, guys. He will get farmed, right? They'll get farmed. In fact, a lot of the time, think about this. Really think about what I'm about to tell you. Where do carries die the most? Carry players, where do they die the most in the early game? Their own lane. Because they don't know when to leave. They don't know when they're strong. They don't know when they should go somewhere else. And so often, I would say the majority of the time, they're actually better off if they just jungle the entire game. It's not your responsibility to teach them how to play the game perfectly, right? That's not your job as a Dota 2 player, as a support player. You're not trying to teach your carry mid-game, right? And so if they don't know when to leave the lane, if they don't know how to balance that properly, then don't make them do that. You can take the lane, kick them into the jungle, and allow them to snowball that way. And yes, they will snowball that way because they'll actually be much more efficient. And now what's really great when you get a level advantage and, you know, things like tome advantage and item advantages is that you can really start to go very aggressive. No matter what hero you comes into your lane, you actually can bully them out, especially if you pick a lane dominator hero. If you pick Chen, if you pick Enchantress, you know, any of these heroes that farm fast, but also are strong early on, Dazzle is good. You can do this, right? Where, and you'll see in a second, where you actually just bully people out of the lane. So not only do you farm, you actually shut down a part of the map as well. And people don't want to gank you because you're a support. So it really is just a, you know, a big win. You can see in this clip, Dazzle picks up phase boots, bit of a meme, but the point is, whenever you're trying to dominate, you build items that let you do this. I love this build. Windlace, Bracer, Wand, Phase, picks up a tome, has wards to protect himself, and now he can go aggressive with the phase boots timing. You can basically dive, right? You can go really, really deep, and it allows him to pick up this kill, and now he's level 9. After getting the kill and a tome, he's level 9. And that is the benefit of buying stat-efficient items and making plays the right way, right? It was very good execution overall with the Poison Touch. And, you know, if you can manage to do this in your games, you will become ridiculously farmed. Ridiculously farmed. Now, it does require you to cast your spells efficiently. In this case, we see another good Poison Touch, Heal Bomb to reduce the armor, and another kill into the Wind Ranger. And, you know, this might seem ridiculous. A lot of people are going to say, oh, because they don't want to admit that they could actually have impact as a support and scale and do things like this. They'll just say, oh, this is an outlier game. This is, you know, the Wind Ranger and the Lion are so bad. Why? Like, no, not necessarily. Like, the Dazzle can make a good play, and because he took farm and kicked this Sven out for a little bit, he can, you know, do this. Also, it depends on what items you buy. You combine all these things together, and you can snowball. And even if you get ganked, it's not great. You will feed away a good amount of XP. It's not a good thing. You can see in this clip, 359 gold and quite a bit of experience. It's not the end of the world. Your team will be farming quite well. And funny enough, if you look at the network charts at this point in the game, you know, it's quite ridiculous how far up Dazzle is. Actually top 4. And that just comes from getting a couple of kills, taking the tome, buying these stat efficient items, and transitioning that all into kills while pushing the creep wave as well. So shifting ahead into the game here, we're about 18 minutes in, and the next thing you can do is buy a farming item. In the past, the farming item was Necro 1. If you wanted to farm, you bought a Necro 1. But that's not the case anymore. Meteor Hammer is just better. Necro 1 is so bad at hitting creeps. Even on a hero like Dazzle that uses Necro 1 very effectively because they can proc the Poison Touch, it's really just not good. So instead, you pick up this Meteor Hammer and you just shove in waves. Is your team fighting mid or top? That's fine, just shove in a wave. And then run to them. You can see, you know, even if you think that the fight is going really deep, you can see in this clip here, the Dazzle, you know, he doesn't go. That's fine, right? It's totally reasonable to do that. You can just have a lot of impact by pushing in the side lanes with this build, nearly taking a tier 2 tower by yourself. And what's good about Dota is that if you had impact earlier on into the game, and you shut down the line in the Wind Ranger that we saw beforehand, then you don't have to show up to every fight because your team will naturally be stronger and able to fight without you. Yeah, technically you still can fight, which is, you know, funny. Nice little grave here onto the troll. And even the right-click damage from the Dazzle, very substantial here. 170. How crazy is that? And he's basically another core. You can even look at the net worth, number 4. His team is farming fine. Remember, guys, by farming as a support, it doesn't shut down your carry. And remember, if your carry can jungle, more often than not, by doing what I am telling you right now, they will become more farmed. I know this is hard to hear. I know people don't want to, like, they don't want to look at Dota this way. It, like, hurts their brain. But you have to just change your mindset. You have to. It's going to help you so much if you look at the game like this. And you might be asking, like, Speed, when do I fight then? Whenever, right? Earlier into the game, I didn't show you guys a clip, but the Dazzle was fighting at a tower. His team wanted to push a tower. He felt strong. He was a high level. Yeah, I showed up to the fight, helped out. It's good to show up to fights. It's just when your team is not fighting and they're all jungling, like right here. You see how they're all jungling? Look at the map. Is anyone going for this bottom wave? No, because in your typical Lomar game, no one does. No one does. And so as a support, you're completely allowed to take it. In fact, I am giving you a golden ticket. Here you go. There you go. It's all yours. You can push in the side lanes as much as you want. In fact, if you get farmed enough, you begin to, you know, just do crazy stuff. You'll be surprised how much you can actually do if you cast your spells well. Now, we can see in this clip, the Dazzle just lives through this Abaddon gank. He's able to kite it all out. Because of that, they're able to turn on him, and pick up a massive kill. And, you know, those are the plays that really changed the game. And it's hard. Everything I'm showing you right now, it's uncomfortable. It's not what people are used to. It's not what people feel comfortable with, but it's something that you can do over time. And even if you're a carry player and you're watching this, understand that what I'm showing you right now, especially if you're towards like the 1 through 3k1 bracket, very, very important, very, very practical. And after a long and hard-fought game, you know, the Dazzle ends up being top net worth. Yeah. And a lot of this does come down to becoming very efficient with how you push in waves. How quickly do you do it? Are you buying enough clarities? Are you buying items that allow you to do that? For instance, Meteor Hammer and the Solar Crest give a lot of mana regen, which allows you to continue to farm a lot more. Combine that with some clarities, and you become very, very farm. Even the other items, the Lotus, the Yules, even more mana. Even the Necro in the late game to provide vision for the Bounty Hunter and D-Ward. You know, as much of a meme as this all seems like, if you build net worth, you're going to have a lot of impact. Then the next portion to all this is how well do you cast spells, which is something I'm going to do a video on soon, because I watch a lot of support players, and their biggest downside, especially from players 1 to 4k MMR, is spell casting. It is it makes me sad. And I want to help you. I want to make sure we all can fix that. How do we get better at that? How do we get better at spell casting? So that'll probably be the next video. If you guys have any other video ideas for support, definitely let me know. I'm all ears for, you know, what the next video topic can be. And so, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Before you leave, just want to say a quick message. If you're trying to get better at Dota, or you just enjoyed that video, I know this is pretty general, and you're going to hear this quite a bit from me, but I recommend you sign up to GAMELEAP.com. Why? Because I put a lot of effort into the content over there, and generally the effort I do there is different from the content you're going to see here on YouTube. It is different. In fact, I usually go a lot more in depth on topics, or into niche topics that help you get to the next level even faster. Because on YouTube, I often have to keep it more mainstream, and that's even why I'm putting it at the end of this YouTube video. That's why this is at the end, because a lot of people just watch 5 minutes, they skip through just for like the dopamine spike. But if you are interested in actually getting better at Dota, I recommend you go to the description down below, get your discount right now by clicking the link, sign up, use the discount code that you're gonna see there, and I hope to see you there right now. So click it, and yeah, thanks for watching.